friends, or as you Slovenes like to say, Zdravo ali Julio. I'm still learning the language, so hopefully my pronunciation wasn't too atrocious. Anyway, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make these vests. I'll just show you how I made both of them. They're made from the same pattern, but they both turned out very different, so I'm gonna show you how I made them. So here's my mock-up. Alright, so let me show you how my pattern is laid out. So I've got 4 pieces here. Okay, so this is the front piece, and it's a really big piece. So I have one dart here that ends at the bust line, and well, it starts at the bottom and comes up to the bust line. And as you can see here, there's like a very weird dart taken out of it, and this is because my block pattern is really fitted to me. So in fact, I didn't even need to, this dart is just for style purposes. Like, I wanted to have a seam there, which meant since this was so fitted, when I put this seam here, I had to move my fabric a little bit so that there would actually be a gap so I could fold this fabric in and stitch it. So yeah, because it was already so fitted, there was really no need to like have this closure. I hope this makes sense to you guys, because it makes sense to me. And then here at the top, so this is the top. So this would be like the neckline here, but as you can see, there's like a little triangle, and that's just the part that folds over and becomes the lapel. So if any of you were confused about that, that's what that's for. And then at the tip of the lapel here, where this fold ends, I didn't add this to my pattern piece, but I probably should have, but like I just drew it out an inch and then continued it down for closure allowance, so you'll see that when I cut out the pieces. And then we have the collar piece, which is, it's kind of an odd shape because I traced it. So when this is folded over, this will be joined like so. So it just joins there, and then it tapers itself off, and that goes around to the back of the collar. So this will be cut on the fold. So that's the front. And then I just have the back pieces here. I only added a curved seam on the back, and that's about it. And then the only other change that I made was I took a little piece, like I took a little triangle out of the back so that it would kind of part in the back as another style choice. So, but yeah, that's my pattern. I then cut out my pattern from my fabric and my lining. For this cartography vest, I decided to make the front and back different patterns. I used this lighter cartography map print for the front, and then this darker one in French for the back. And then you're going to mark out that front dart using the pattern and stitch it up. In no particular order, I sewed together all my seams, the side seam, the shoulder seam, and the back seams, and repeat that on the lining as well. If you want to do embroidery, now is the time. I also wanted a bit of structure to my vests, so I cut out some boning. I did 4 bones in the front, measuring about 6 inches, and these are placed by the closures so that there's no puckering when sitting. And there's also 2 8-inch bones in the back. I cut twill tape, which is actually gross grain ribbon in this, but you can use either. And this is to be the boning channel. And after pressing my bones, I inserted them and sealed it with a zigzag stitch. I sewed the bones to the lining. Explanation time, because I don't know how to explain this over the voiceover. So basically, now we're going to join the lining to the vest. So what I did was, so you know how both sides have this extra inch to allow for the closures? Well, I have snipped away one of the sides, and it doesn't really matter which side you do, because it doesn't really matter unless you care about which side the closures are on. Then you're gonna have to figure that out. Okay, so basically, to join the lining to the vest, you're going to have to sew along the bottom and the sides, and you want to stop right here where the lapel joins the collar. And I have my collar here, and you're actually going to join the collar to its lining as well, and mine is just made of the same fabric as the lining. That's just a style choice. So here, I guess I'm also gonna have to sew up this part too, so let me just pin that as well. So you want to sew all the way around the bottom and sides of your vest until you reach the lapel, and then you're just gonna go to this intersection where the lapel joins the collar. And then for the collar, you're going to sew across the top of the collar. Let me think. Yeah, that's correct. The top of the collar and the sides of the collar until you get to this seam. You want to leave this part open, and you want to leave this part open, and then all of this open as well. And then later we are going to join the collar to the vest. I also sewed together the top half of the collar along the outer edge, leaving the end open that joins the rest of the vest. Alright people, so we have this really gorgeous, like, world explorer vest here. You see? This is not a good angle. There we go. And I was about to stitch up the collar when I realized I almost made a very grave error. You see, every world explorer needs a compass or a pocket watch to which they can attach to one's waistcoat. And I thought, I need a pocket watch pocket for this pocket watch, which I got at Hobby Lobby. Like, they're actually really not that hard to find. It would have been a grave sin if I did not add a pocket. So welcome to Mary Teaches You How to Make Welted Pockets for all of your welted pocket needs. Now, if you have never before dressed like a classy gent, you may be wondering, what on earth is a welted pocket? Well, here, my friends, on my 1950s sports coat, on the outside we have just regular pockets with a little flap here. But on the inside, above this label, this is a welted pocket. See how it's got like this little lip. Well, I guess it's like a mouth. See, that's what a welted pocket is. And they look very classy and they look very clean on formal attire. Alright, so let's make our welted pocket. So first we need to mark out how big we want it to be. For reference here, I just have my handy compass, which will be going inside the pocket or the pocket watch, whichever you prefer. Now, obviously, we cannot make the pockets super big because we are limited by how much space we have between the pocket and the hem. So first, you want to mark how high up you want your pocket to be. I have a pin here, and this is about halfway between this edge where it tapers off and the lapel folds up here. So it is halfway between there. And so I have just marked that with a bit of tailor's chalk. So, and I have pinned it for reference. So, I'm just gonna place my pocket watch here. I think this is a good spot for it to be. And I'm just gonna measure in centimeters how wide I want the pocket to be. So this dart here is going to be my halfway point. So if I did, it looks like 10 centimeters would be a good pocket size. So I'm just going to write that down. And the width of the welt pocket, I think, is going to be 1 centimeter wide. So this is a 10. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. So let me just draw up this diagram for you. So here's the pocket. This is what it will look like. So this is 1 centimeter. And we'll talk about these little triangles in a minute. This opening, okay, yeah, so the opening will be 10 centimeters. That will be, I'm going to mark that out with the chalk as well. So 5 centimeters in is my halfway point. So we're going to mark 10 centimeters. And then the width of the pocket will be 12 centimeters. And then lengthwise, we can make it about 12 centimeters in length. It's just going to be a 12 centimeter by 12 centimeter square. We need a back to this pocket. Let me actually zoom in here. I just realized I was talking in some accent, so sorry about that. I'm practicing my Slovene. The pocket obviously needs a backing. So for the backing of the pocket, we're just going to extend our piece of fabric to be another 12 centimeters. And then it's going to fold up, and then we're just going to stitch it here and here, obviously, so that it will be one pocket. Alright, now I'm going to mark the same thing on the pockets, except I'm going to leave a 1/2 inch seam allowance from the top edge. It is time to sew it to the waistcoat. So make sure this is not folded over. You're going to pin the corner of your pocket, and then you're going to pin that to the corner of this side. And you're going to do that with all the corners so that you have it all matched up. Of course, this is going to be more difficult for me because I've already sewed the lining in, which was not... You probably want to add the pockets before you attach the lining of your waistcoat, but I did not think that through, so... Okay, and once you have that pinned, we are just going to stitch all around the perimeter of this rectangle of the pocket. So here, 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 and here. Alright, now that we have sewn that rectangle, we are going to cut open these chalk markings. So here we have the triangles at the end. We're going to cut along those lines, and then we're going to cut along this opening here as well. And now we're just going to flip this to the inside and press it. Alright, so here is the inside of the pocket. So as you can see, I have flipped the fabric to the inside, and then I have turned it over. And then after you turn it over, you know, obviously you might have something like this, so you can see the fashion fabric here. But what you're going to do is actually take it and then fold it over 1/2 centimeter so that it meets itself on both sides in the middle. And then you're going to press it again. And this is going to bring the fabric up through the little rectangle hole that you just made. And it's going to kind of cover it. So flip your pocket back inside out. And here's your little triangle. And you're going to take those folded edges and you're just going to top stitch them to the triangle like this. We have stitched down the sides to the little triangle things. Now you're going to take the rest of your fabric and then fold it up to meet the edges at the top, like so. And then we're just gonna stitch up and around this whole thing and we should be good. After the pockets were done, I joined the rest of the collar to the vest. Some finishing details include this lace at the front of the closures, stitching down the inside of the collar and the arm size, and adding these lovely silver buttons and buttonholes. I also embroidered / beaded these little constellations onto the back. And now you're done. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It actually took me a while to get these vests correct. I've done 2 vest patterns in the past and both of them didn't really turn out that great, but I love the way these ones came out, and so I'm glad that, you know, third time's the charm sometimes. So I don't know. I think they turned out lovely and I love wearing them. And I can't wait to wear them on my mission. I miss you all. I hope you're all having a wonderful time doing whatever makes your heart go ho 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 ho. And love you. Nesvidenie. Like, I thought the lighting in my room was bad, but like out here it's just absolute garbage. Ooh, it bumped the camera.
I would get you some candles.
And then, when it becomes the shell, you take the shell off, right? And then you stuff the chalky chip inside of it. Ho 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 ho. Genius.
But don't worry about it, you know, I'm not gonna... Hold on, let me get a picture.
I know. It looks really cool from here. Well, maybe not the pole, but like... It looks like we're in some sort of music video photo shoot. And we're like, oh, we're walking through the fabric, and then, wow, you've got a good angle there. That looks very good. Hello. Welcome to my video. I'm trying to decide if do I look romantic, or mysterious, or depressed? Or just weird? Well, that was a creepy face.
See, I'm not wearing any makeup today, which I think is a good thing, because it's always good to do photo shoots of yourself, without any makeup or anything fancy on.
I just look silly. Wow, I can make some pretty creepy faces. I'm gonna retry that again.
How's the mushrooms? How is the mushrooms? How are the mushrooms? How are the mushrooms? We finally warm.
Right. Hello, everyone. Oh, do you like my water bottle? Thank you. My ironing board tried to kidnap me. That's not good. Okay.
Dinner and cookies. Dinner and cookies.
Dinner and cookies sounds amazing to me. Whoa, the flash is on. Ah! Whew! Cheapers. Guess I can't have the camera that close to my work. Wait, I need to do an outro. Almost forgot to do an outro. I need to say goodbye at some point.